Hi guys, so to start off today's fifth grade worksheets, we're going to be starting off with order of operations, so PEMDAS. Really quickly, it stands for parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. And this is the order you have to go in order to solve it. However, there is a special case for when it comes between multiplication and division, and separately addition and subtraction, where you have to look at from left to right, so only multiple division, you look left to right, and addition subtraction left to right. So let's look at one of these cases of left to right. So for example, number 3. This is something a lot of people do make a mistake on. So they think that because PEMDAS multiplication comes first, you have to multiply first. However, there's that rule of left to right. So you will have to go left to right. So what's on the left, division is first. So you would have to divide first. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And you're going to bring everything down. And then you would do multiplication, since it comes first, then addition. So you'd get, 3 plus 4 times 6 is 24. And 3 plus 24 is 27. Let's try an exponent problem. So let's look at number 8. So an exponent is basically saying, so for example, this exponent of 3 is showing that there's going to be 2 is going to be multiplying 3 times. So it's going to be 2 times 2 times 2, and that's 1. And then when it comes to exponent of 2 for 3, there's going to be 3 is going to multiply twice. So 3 times 3. And you don't have to put the parentheses, but you have to automatically think that there's a parentheses there, because these are basically two separate equations. If you think about it, if you can think of it like that, these are two separate equations. So let's look at number. So let's continue. Now we have the first parentheses. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 3 is 9, and 8 times 9 is 72. Moving on, we will be dividing decimals. So when dividing decimals, you have to remember that whatever you're dividing, so the second number has to be a whole number in order to make it easy on yourselves, so that, because you're going to be dividing with whole numbers, which is so much easier than decimals. So for example, let's look at number 3. Obviously you're not going to want to do this divide with this decimal, because you'd want to. So you're going to turn into a whole number. How? By moving the decimals twice to the right, because when you go right, the decimal becomes bigger. So you're going to go 1, 2, and now it's a whole number of 4. However, what you do to one side, you do the other, so you will also have to do it to the 1.52. 1, 2 to the right, and it becomes 152. And bring the division down. What is 152 divided by 4? It is 38. Next, we're going to be finding factors of each number. So some of these will be very straightforward and easy, such as number 3, because it's a prime number, and prime number is only 1, and the number itself 23. So you can just write prime. However, let's look at number 1, for example. So 99 has a lot of factors. So let's try listening it out. So obviously, there's going to be 1. And keep in mind whatever small number you get, so that it's easier in the end. So 1 times 99 is 99, comma. 2 doesn't work. Let's try 3. 3 works with 33. So let's keep that in mind as we continue. Does 6 work? No. Does 7? No. 8? No. 9 does work with 11. And now we reach a 10. Obviously, 10 does not work. So, whatever is beyond that is what's left. So, what we have left on the bottom here 11, 33, and 99. And really quickly, I don't know if you noticed, but these numbers kind of connect to each other. So 199, 333, and 911. Of course, that won't 100% of the time be the case, but many times it will be. And lastly, we are going to be adding integers. So this is the first time I believe that we encounter negative numbers, and it is not hard. So negative numbers are essentially numbers that are less than 0. So you can just write negative numbers are less than 0. Or sorry, that's the wrong sign. Less than 0. So 0 is bigger than them. And how you would write it actually, normally on a number scale. So here's 0, you go 2, 3, you go 1, 2, 3. However, in this case, you actually go -1, -2, and -3. So actually, this -1 is bigger than -3, even though it has the bigger value of 3 because it's big. It's going way more less than 0. But anyways, that is just a little review or definition of a negative number. So now let's look at number 1. So we see that it's +3, so -2 plus +3. So you can draw number lines up very quickly. When it comes to these kinds, what you can easily do is switch these with commutative property, which is not very relevant, but you do have to use that term, and then it becomes +3 and -2. And now you can just look at it as 3 minus 2, which is easily 1.